That sound and style has been missing from the scene for a while. And I have visions of the Marquee, Apollo Theater, 125th Street and 7th Avenue, between 7th and 8th in New York City. And I have visions of the Baby Grand. And I have visions, too, of the Fame Club in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Jimmy Scott was there, and then there were the one-nighters with those young lions and Turks of the day. Jimmy, Quincy Jones, Art Farmer, Jimmy Cleveland. They were all on that band with Lionel Hampton, and Jimmy was there, too. I found him in Cleveland, Ohio. Well, it's been many a year since you've been heard in this scene. Jimmy Scott, as you were growing up and listening to singers and songs, who were some of the people that caught your ear and really influenced you to choose?
Well, early on, I say I remember in the 30s even, I was amazed at the ability of Louis Armstrong to do so many types of music and do them so well and create the field of jazz. The impression that Pops gave was a thing that was lasting, and it was almost like learning a lesson from a singer who knew how to uniquely take material and relay it, to the public and make you feel it, make you understand that there was a story involved in the song that was being sung. And he was, of course, the most powerful person. And then along came Billie Holiday. Then there was a singer that was with Buddy Johnson, early singer, Faye Terrell, I believe.
Yes, Faye Terrell also played with Andy Kirk.
Yeah, Andy Kirk. That's it. You're exactly right. I'm. But it's been so long. But still, I know it was in that era. Jimmy Lunceford, when his music was.
Dan Grissom.
Yeah, and Dan Grissom. People like that. That whatever they sang, it came off as a message or a story, and you could relate to it. And it was to me, it was encouraging,
Jimmy Scott, do you, as a singer, relate to any particular instrument, brass or reed? What do you, aside from the messages?
Well, I think the tenor sax.
The tenor saxophone?
Yeah, the reed section, material, the phrasing in the reed section. I never paid attention to it, or I never attempted to form my vocal expression like that. But after late years, I noticed that the way I structured the melodic chord phrasing was like a saxophone. And I relate to one, even working with one, I relate to very well to a tenor. And I think if they listen to the work that David did on this album, you can tell that there was a relationship for the melodic lines he did,
There are visions here, of those days on 125th Street at the Baby Grand.
Yeah.
The Marquee of the Apollo Theater. And 3 doors down to the Apollo, or rather to the Palm Cafe.
The Palm Cafe, that's right.
And Bop City.
Oh, yeah, 49th Street, yeah.
And Birdland.
Yeah, and down at Birdland, that's right.
Well, you've been in the circuit for a long time, and
yes.
From Lowe's and RKO theaters to President Eisenhower's inaugural ball.
Yes.
And here in the 90s, it is great to see you team working with under the wing of Tommy LaPuma and the people at Warner Brothers. And
guy, this man is so. The first time that I ever had a producer of a record that really I could feel this man's expressions, and we collaborated so well, together. And his suggestions on the selection of musicians was so great.
And from left to right, they're Kenny Barron, Ron Carter, Grady Tate,
Yes.
John Pisano, and
Well, you know, Ron had worked with me before, you know, on some of the old stuff, but we never were able to create an air of expression like I would want to. It was just a gig, like, you know, and it was never really an enjoyable thing, but we did those records. Some of them went well, but Ron was on those records with me, yes.
Jimmy Scott, it's a pleasure to contact you in Cleveland, Ohio. I wish you the very best in developing and redeveloping a career and just bringing us back to the tradition.
I am very appreciative of having the opportunity to talk to you and your friends there, and I'm hoping that they will accept the things I have to offer in the future.
I've been talking with Jimmy Scott, whose new project in the Warner Brothers catalog, entitled All the Way, gives us a feeling that there is a great future ahead for the new cycle and career of Jimmy Scott. Jimmy, we'll meet again. Keep well.
Sincerely.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Good night.
Night now.